Chapter 1. Roots in Compton. Kendrick Lamar Duckworth was born on June 17, 1987, in Compton, California, a city known for its hip-hop legends and harsh realities. Growing up, Kendrick saw the struggles of gang culture, poverty, and violence that surrounded his community, but he also witnessed resilience, faith, and creativity. His parents, originally from Chicago, named him after singer Eddie Kendricks of The Temptations, foreshadowing his connection to music. As a child, Kendrick was quiet and observant. Unlike many kids who dreamed of leaving Compton, he soaked in its lessons. When he was 8 years old, he watched Tupac and Dr. Dre film the music video for California Love near his neighborhood. That moment left a permanent mark. He realized hip-hop could tell stories about places just like his. Chapter 2. K-Dot emerges. By his teenage years, Kendrick had transformed his notebooks into mixtapes. He went by the stage name K-Dot and started recording raw, hard-hitting verses that reflected both the dangers of his environment and the ambitions of a dreamer. His mixtape, Youngest Head Nigga in Charge, caught the attention of local fans and led him to Top Dog Entertainment, the label that would shape his career. As K-Dot, Kendrick gained a reputation for his technical ability and relentless work ethic. His music balanced street credibility with flashes of deep thought. While many rappers his age focused solely on bravado, Kendrick was already experimenting with perspective, storytelling, and layered rhyme schemes. He toured with J-Rock, another top dog artist, and sharpened his skills performing in front of tough crowds. Chapter 3. Section .80 and the Rise of a Prophet. In 2011, Kendrick released Section .80, his first studio album under his real name. The project blended personal stories with social commentary, diving into topics like generational trauma, drug epidemics, and systemic oppression. Songs like Hisi Pawir introduced his philosophy of higher consciousness, urging listeners to look beyond materialism and embrace empowerment. Section .80 wasn't a mainstream smash, but it became a cult classic. It resonated deeply with young fans who saw themselves in his words. Critics hailed Kendrick as an heir to the tradition of socially conscious rap, placing him in a lineage that included Tupac and Nas. For many, this album marked the beginning of Kendrick's role as hip-hop's prophet. Chapter 4. Good Kid, M.A.A.D. City. Kendrick's breakthrough came in 2012 with Good Kid, M.A.A.D. City, a concept album that played like a film. Through vivid storytelling, he narrated his teenage years in Compton, caught between faith, temptation, and survival. Songs like Shireen, Swimming Pools, and Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst weren't just tracks. They were chapters of a coming-of-age story filled with peer pressure, violence, and redemption. The album was praised for its narrative structure, weaving skits, prayers, and conversations into a cinematic journey. Commercially, it skyrocketed Kendrick into stardom, but unlike many radio-friendly albums, it was rooted in storytelling and vulnerability. Hip-hop fans and critics alike began calling him the savior of rap, someone who could bridge mainstream success with artistry. Chapter 5. To Pimp a Butterfly. In 2015, Kendrick elevated his art with To Pimp a Butterfly, a politically charged masterpiece that fused hip-hop with jazz, funk, and spoken word. The album explored themes of racial identity, fame, depression, and resilience. Songs like King Kunta, The Blacker the Berry, and All Right struck chords far beyond music. All Right, in particular, became an anthem for the Black Lives Matter movement, chanted in protests across the nation. The album's depth was unmatched, dense with symbolism, layered narratives, and complex production from artists like Thundercat, Terrace Martin, and Flying Lotus. It challenged listeners to think, to feel, and to confront uncomfortable truths about America. Critics hailed it as one of the greatest hip-hop albums ever, and it earned Kendrick a Grammy for Best Rap Album. Chapter 6. Damn and the Pulitzer. By 2017, Kendrick was already a giant in hip-hop, but Damn took him even higher. The album mixed raw bangers like Humble and DNA with spiritual introspection on tracks like Fear and Duckworth. Unlike the sprawling scope of To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn was stripped down and direct, making it his most accessible album without losing substance. The project was so impactful that in 2018, it won the Pulitzer Prize for Music, the first non-jazz or classical work to ever do so. The award recognized Kendrick's ability to merge poetry, rhythm, and social commentary into something both popular and profound. It was an acknowledgement that hip-hop was not just entertainment, it was high art. Chapter 7. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. After a long silence, Kendrick returned in 2022 with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, a double album. It offered some of his most personal and vulnerable work yet. Rather than grand political statements, Kendrick turned inward, exploring therapy, fatherhood, generational trauma, and accountability. Tracks like Mother I Sober revealed painful truths about abuse and family wounds, while Anti-Diaries sparked conversations about gender, acceptance, and growth in hip-hop. It wasn't designed to dominate radio. It was designed to heal, to challenge, and to reveal the man behind the myth. For fans, it showed that Kendrick's evolution was ongoing and his art remained deeply human. Chapter 8. The Legacy of Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar's career stands as one of hip-hop's most important journeys. From a quiet kid in Compton to a Pulitzer Prize-winning artist, his albums have become cultural events. Each one represents a new layer of his artistry, personal, political, and spiritual. He is praised not only for his technical brilliance, but also for his ability to merge storytelling with social commentary. Kendrick is a bridge between the golden era of conscious rap and the new generation, proving that substance can thrive in the mainstream. His legacy continues to grow, and whether he drops another album or not, he has already secured his place among the greatest artists in music history. Kendrick Lamar has given us music that doesn't just entertain, it educates, inspires, and transforms. His journey from K-Dot to cultural icon is one of hip-hop's most powerful stories. What's the Kendrick Lamar song or album that had the biggest impact on you? Do you think his legacy is already solidified, or will his best work still come in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments. Peace.